And now for our next speaker, Yvon Pepin, who I actually met at ESACS. I do have to plug, if anyone wants to know what ESACS is, you can ask Jared or just look at his back. But yeah, so we met at a networking event and we're chatting, Yvon and I were chatting and he heard about spotlight what we were doing, and he's now going to share his perspective on having a disability. So please welcome Yvon Pepin.
How many people here love to justify their life? Anything you do in your life, your career, whatever you've done, the job you have, the education, no one does. But we do impose it on people that have disabilities to justify their disability, justify why they're doing this and that. So like Michael said, thank you Michael for inviting me. My name is Yvon Pepin. I'm an entrepreneur and I also have a disability. You see, and all my life, people have wanted to know, what's your disability? You don't look like you have a disability. Can't be that bad. So I'm here to share a little bit of my story and to tell you that you don't always see a disability, but people do have challenges in life. So to start off, when I was about 1, my parents kind of noticed that there was something different. I wasn't using my left arm, I was dragging my leg. So they brought me to doctors and they found out that I was diagnosed with left spastic cerebral paralysis of the left side. And that they didn't know if I was ever going to use my left arm. I was supposed to have a little arm that would just stay with this. I could have been blind. They weren't sure if I could see. They didn't know if I could speak. And they couldn't say if I could walk. So my parents were really scared. I was the 4th child, 4th boy. So personally, I had to follow my other brothers. So then came the experience of doctors, CHIO. So they put my left leg in a cast to correct it because it's a little bit smaller, a little shorter, and the tendon is tighter. So as today, I can't move my toes. So then the doctors proceeded to put my cast in for about 2 to 3 weeks, which caused my leg to actually worsen, to actually be smaller, because I was 1 year old, and the legs, you're an infant, so you grow fast. So then I spent my childhood at CHIO. Every 2 weeks, they put my legs, both legs in a cast. I'd have them for 2 weeks. Every 2 Fridays, I'd go to the hospital. I'd go see a guy named Yvon, which we bonded, and he'd take off my cast, and then I would walk around for about an hour, then I'd go back to see Dr. McIntyre, which I still remember, and he would check me out, question me, and then imagine being a little boy and having to be in your underwear and having the doctor with his nurse examine you, and then a lot of medical students come in. You know how shy you are? My mom would always be there to protect me, and the reason is because everything's going well, they're checking you out, and then suddenly one medical student says, well, can his leg bend more? And then you'd see, my mom would see the fear in my eyes and the pain, and then she'd say, stop, and then they'd stop. And this went on till I was about 12 years old. My left arm, I couldn't use when I was a kid. I couldn't pick up a glass or a keys, anything. But people don't see that today. They see what you look like, they don't see that. They don't see that when you're in school. And by the way, I want to say that it's not the disability that challenges you, that limits you, it's other people believe and how they treat you, right? I had some great teachers, and I had some bad ones. Grade 1 teacher was the best teacher, Madame Seguin, who taught me how to tie my shoes, because I couldn't use my left arm. So she spent a weekend figuring out how I could tie my shoes without actually having to use my left arm that much. But then you have those bad teachers, right? music teacher. Anybody remember how to play the flute? It was so important back then, right? Well, they wouldn't make an excuse for me. And the teacher would actually laugh at me, trying to make me do music and use sarcasm and just say, well, just use your left arm. Well, I can't. My parents had to actually go to school to actually confront her, to actually explain to her what was happening. So these people can actually make you bitter, or you can put them in the file of those people that you need to succeed, to show them that you can succeed. So, and I had those teachers, right? Grade 7, baseball tournament, teacher comes up to me and says, we're going to replace him with a grade 5 student, grade 6, because he can play ball. And I can catch with no left arm. But they wanted me to play. But you know what? He wanted me to go to school that day and actually do homework while all of my friends were at the baseball park. Well, guess what? My mom was a school bus driver. I was on the bus. And my mom, when we were kids, the teacher would tell us, your mom's coming to school, like we're going to call your mom, we were scared. But if we told the teacher, we're going to tell our mom, the teacher was scared. Because my mom had character. She would tie my right arm to my back and they forced me to use my left arm. So that's what, and physiotherapy, she would always follow me. And when I was about 12, 13, I started weightlifting, helped me out. But a lot of people don't see the disability and they judge you on that, right? Oh, you're lazy, you know, use your left arm. Why do you do this like that? Why do you do that? Well, everyone has challenges and you gotta respect that. You gotta respect how people do things. Might be different and it could actually be better. I've had experiences on the work market where when I need to do something differently, a lot of the other employees start doing it the same way as I do. Because you know what? It might be easier to do things. And becoming an adult, it's not easy having a disability finding a job. You got a lot. Everyone tells you there's no discriminations, right? I remember a job interview when I was in college. It was a security job. Great company. Walk in there. Of course, you fill in the application, and you walk into the interview. The guy looks at me and says, you lied on your application. I'm like, am I in? He says, yeah. So this little box, it says, do you have anything that would limit you from doing this job? I say, yeah, there's nothing that will limit. Well, I noticed your arm and I noticed in your limb. Yeah. Well, so that's do you have a disability? I'm like, you're not allowed to ask me that. Well, it says, you know, the job requires you to do things physically. I'm like, yeah. It says, like example, if there's a burning fire, a building that's on fire, and you need to carry someone out. Okay, well, back then it was about 260 pounds. I was weightlifting. I just stood up, looked at him, and said, do you want me to take you out? Let's just say I didn't get that job. I wonder why. So, but there's a lot of, but it creates a character in you, determination, perseverance, sorry, French, that you never give up, and you always find different ways of doing things. And I've noticed that a lot of people don't accept that when you're different, when you do something differently. I've had jobs where, like just an example, if I'm holding this mic, this hand actually wants to do the same thing. If I'm holding this mic with this hand, I'm concentrating so much that don't ask me to write something because I'm going to drop the mic. So I had a job where I had to answer the phone sometimes and take notes and talk to clients. So I asked my boss, I said, could I have just like an earpiece and just hear it? Why? Why? Well, first of all, why do I have to justify my disability? Why do I have to justify everything I do? So, but I sat down with her and I explained it to her. She still refused. It's another employee that found an old model and brought it to me, and I started using it. But guess what? Everyone was using it. I was actually having to take it off to someone else to use it. So, what I'm trying to say is don't judge someone that has a disability. Don't look at what they can't do, but look at what they're doing look at how they're doing something differently. A lot of great entrepreneurs have disabilities because part of having a disability is actually having to find different ways of doing different things. So a lot of people that have disabilities are creative, and if you've noticed that Alexander Graham Bell was deaf, his wife was deaf, and a lot of the greatest inventions in the world come from people that had challenges that they wanted to overcome, and they shared it with the world. And as an entrepreneur, for me, how my disability actually helped me is I never give up. I'm persistent. I'll always find a different way, a different route, a different way of doing things, and it just brings me out of the box. How am I doing for time? Do I have to do it fucking?
I'll have to find more minutes.
That's fine. But yeah, no, it's for me, like anyone that knows me in business knows that I can come up with new ideas, different ways of doing things. I'm more creative than and that's all because of my disability. And I've had a lot of people tell me, well, you don't have a disability. I don't see it. You can't be that guy. Like, but they don't see the whole thing. They don't see that, yes, I have shorter legs, so I'm learning to lift. My hips are crooked, my back is like a question mark, so constantly having back pains, and never come up to me and tell me, I know what you're going through. Really, I always tell people, well, you know what? Tomorrow, spend a day with one shoe on, and the other leg, just no shoe. Walk around for a day, see if your back is still great. I've been doing that for 44 years, sorry for my age. But that's part of life. Everyone has challenges. Everyone has disabilities. Some of them are shown, some of them aren't. It's not because you don't see someone's disability that they don't have it. And sometimes, if it doesn't show, it's because they worked so hard at it, not for it to show. And just respect that, and respect that everyone's got challenges. Some people have disabilities, some people just have, just life is hard. So, you know, don't judge someone with a disability, and don't come up to a person and ask them what their disability is. Don't, if you see a guy, and this is a true story, a guy sitting with a girl having a drink, and come up to him and say, hey dude, what the hell happened to your arm? Hey girl, how's it going? It's like that is so not appropriate, but that happens a lot. That's happened in business where I was at a sales call, I'm doing business with someone, and a third party comes in and says, what's wrong with your arm? Why aren't you using it? Why are you asking me that? What? You wouldn't go up to someone that's ugly and go, what happened? Can you fix that? I'm sure there's a cure for that. Not even been told there's got to be a cure for that. You have no idea what someone has gone through and how their character is formed. And sometimes someone has this disability because it's part of what they're meant to do. It might be something that's part of their journey. So, and if I would tell you all the things that the doctors wanted to do to me, they wanted to cut my leg, cut the bone, shorten my right leg. They wanted, like I would have had operations for my whole life. That would have actually crippled me instead of helping me. So, just look at someone's journey, whether they have a disability or not, and know that everyone's life is an up and down. And that's how you know you're alive. And some people just have more downs than up. But always remember also that when you're on an up, you're going down. And if you're down, you're going up. So hey, disability or not, just enjoy life.
Thank you for that, Yvon. It's funny because when you were talking, there was just so much. I'm like, oh, I got a story about that. Honestly, there's way too much for me to relate to in that talk. But I like what you said about that if you're with a girl, don't come up and say that what happened to your arm. So this is a true story. I was with a friend of mine, and we were just friends, huh? So that part is fine. We were at the Jazz Fest in Montreal, and we were cutting through the crowd. And she was having a good time clearing the path for me, moving everyone out of their way. And we get to the end of what's a sidewalk. We didn't realize that we were on a sidewalk, and there was no curb, slope down. So she's like, okay, what are we gonna do? And like, here's the thing. I've always said, like, if a guy and a girl together, you may think it's a date, they're a couple. If the guy is in a wheelchair, it's, oh my God, she's so nice, she's taking care of her. And anyone who thinks I'm exaggerating, I invite you, let's go out, and I'll prove it to you that it'll happen. So what ends up happening is we get to the end of the sidewalk, and there's this macho guy who's like, I will help you, and we'll lift the wheelchair for you. Talking to her, not to me, because of course, the guy in a wheelchair, we don't know what we need because we're in a wheelchair, right? So the guy tells his friends, like, help me lift the wheelchair. And like the wheelchair is like 200 something pounds without me. We won't get into how much it is because we're taking this. But my satisfaction was that as the guy lifted, I heard him go, oh, because it was heavy with me in the chair. And when I told the story to my mom, she's like, well, Michael, why didn't you get out of the chair to make it lighter? And I'm like, well, if he wants to show off, he is going to work for it. The other one that I thought of is a few weeks ago. I was at St. Laurent Shopping Center, and there's a woman, and we both get in the elevator, and she's like, I've been noticing a lot of people in wheelchairs. I don't know what's happening. And I was stunned, so I didn't know how to react, and I was very right after I went and got a coffee, because clearly the correct response was, haha, we're taking over. But yeah, so anyway, we can swap more stories later, but thank you very much for that, Yvon. Guys, how about another hand for Yvon?